I love cross-playing as Waltzing Matilda. I don't even know what that means, but it's fun to say.
Really, the reference that you should have made was the star of the county down. But I appreciate the notion, and that's why
I'm not that Irish, I don't think. Okay.
Neither am I. She's like brunette. I guess that's her only defining quality because he didn't say anything else. And she had nice eyes, I guess. And he was like, wow. He asked the bystander, who the fuck was that? And he's like, that's the star of the county down, whatever the fuck that means. It means she's the hottest bitch on the block, is what it means. So he says that, and then he's like jealous because he goes to the fair. He describes her in some detail for a while, for a verse. And then he goes to a fair, and he's sad because he sees her dancing with all the other boys. He's too much of a cuck to go out and ask for her hand.
That was me until I was like maybe like 20 years old.
That was me until
I had a poor
actually I'm still that way. Oh yeah, in the last verse he says that I won't do any work in the field, I won't do anything until she gives me her hand in marriage.
Oh my god.
And to the point that he says, and I quote, till my plow turns a rust-colored brown, which is to say that his farm equipment will have lingered unused for so long that it will have corroded into nothingness. And then at the end of the song, he gets laid and they have kids. There's no build-up to romance at all. She just gives up.
This explains a lot of why me and you are in therapy, because our parents grew up with their parents listening to music like that. So
Actually, I'm the first one in my family to have any fondness for
harass her in the workplace
right.
until she gives in and gives you some head, and then she'll eventually get attached to you because she has codependency issues, and now you're having a beautiful family.
That you actually summed up the subtext of like 50% of Irish love songs. I'm not even joking. That's 100% accurate.
That makes sense.
It's so fucking suspect. Like, it's quaint in a way, and I appreciate the bluntness of it, but at the same time, it's highly questionable.
Can we make Irish folk songs but with like modern like hip hop like terminology, please?
Yes, please.
Finna cop me some dairy girls.
That's beautiful. Jake, what are you doing out of the town at this late hour? Oi, finna cop me some dairy girls. All right.
I respect it.
Man knows what he wants.
On a similar note, hold that thought. I was just gonna say, on a similar note to the hypebeast tangent earlier, what if we made Irish weeaboo media and it was like, oh, Seamus Sean, fill me up with your sweet love.
I could get off to that, sure.
I'm sure you could.
With E!
I love folk songs where the protagonist is being a public nuisance until he coerces women's. Never mind, actually.
Welcome. That's actually the premise of Peg Leg Jack by Tommy Makem. A guy, like a sloppy, kind of a bum, kind of a fat beer belly ass. Like an ugly bastard from a hentai, basically, is what he's defined as in the song. Very visually unappealing. He's constantly dirty. He has like soot on his hands, but he's not a coal miner. This sex offender, he listens in on a conversation between an upstanding soldier man and a local lady, wherein this man promises to meet the woman at midnight or wherever the fuck, and instructs her to tie a string around her finger and hang it out of her window, and he will come to her house at the night and signal to her so as not to alert her father by tugging on the string, and then she'll let him into the house and they'll bone. That's what they'll do. So this man overhears that and he says, I'm gonna get me some sweet, sweet coochie. And he goes to the house before this man and he pulls on the string and it's dark, I guess. There's no indoor lighting because it's before the dawn of electricity. And no one's gonna light a sconce just for some bum who's gonna stick his dick in you. That's a lot of waste of good tallow, I tell you what. Anyway, so he yanks on the cord, as it is, and she doesn't ask any questions and lets him, and apparently he never opens his mouth during this whole endeavor. And he fucks her, and then she wakes up in the morning, startled to realize that, first of all, her bedsheets are dirty and ruined. How dare he? Why is this so? Why are my bedsheets covered in dirt and tar? And then looks and notices Oh no, I also fucked a fat wino. This is almost as bad. My linen's ruined and I got lost my virginity to a bum. And then,
What are you talking about?
hang on, and then he says, "Oh, I better get going. Thanks for the fuck, my lady." And then he attempts to abscond to the night, but then she grabs his arm and says, "Actually, that was the best fuck I've ever had." And then they get married. And he successfully cucks a soldier. And they have kids, and they live happily ever after. That's a song. And if I can find the name of it, I'm gonna play it.
How desperate
I'm not making any of that
for non-consensual sex that led to marriage.
I have no fucking idea.
It sounds like the story of King David.
I'm not making any of this up.
I know you're not, and that's what makes it so
first-hand experience. And that's part of why I love Irish music, because it gives me hope that even I can get laid.
It'll traumatize them enough to stay with you.
Yes! That's what the hit anime Mirai Nikki taught me when I watched it in 3rd grade. I'm a weeaboo, guys.
Oh,
I
no.
have a Uno body pillow that I put an Ona hole in, and she loves me, guys.
I'm shipping up to Boston.
The song is like 1.5 to 2 minutes long. It is so short.
So that means you heard it roughly 60 times.
Yes.
Oh my. You really were shipping up to Boston.
Yeah.
But I am going to go back to
Ship him up
sleep
to
for a
Boston.
few minutes.
Alright, Nathan, if you want to watch Riverdale in a little bit, let me know, because I gotta make myself some food before I go to bed. Ah. Scary rape music.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
That scared the crap
It was like Jaws. It was like Jaws if Jaws were just raped people.
That genuinely unsettled me. Because
I forgot it started like that.
I forgot the music bot was in here. I had a heart trimmer. My God.
You're not just gonna ship up to Boston. You're gonna ship up to heaven.
Yeah.
It won't be according to this.
When they said I was shipping up to Boston, I didn't realize I'd be doing it inside of a storage crate.
This is what they play when they load the Korean children into the storage crate and put them on container ship.
Oh, they really are pirates, aren't they?
Yar har, we be pirating that booty, yahoy.